What? Yo, what's good is the one, the only, but what do I know boxing? What do I know boxing? Coming back at y'all. I just got done watching the Caleb Plant David Benavidez press conference, and man, oh man, was I impressed. Man, oh man, am I entertained, bro. First of all, y'all see what David Benavidez just posted on his verified Instagram post. He stated, I know there's a caption of Caleb Plant. He says, I know scared pussy when I see one. When you comment and talk all this ish on interviews, but when your PA see me, this is in the room, this is how you look. Caleb Plant, you know it's coming, sweetheart. I'll see you soon. So, yo, I first and foremost say, this is what boxing needs, bro. This press conference was everything that I thought it would be, plus more, man. I mean, literally, if you haven't seen the press conference, man, I urge you to watch it, man. Literally, it was an altercation before the press conference. They got into it during the press conference, and then it was an altercation. Well, they got into it before the press conference. They got into it during the press conference, and it was an altercation after the press conference. Like, it was just, man, this has got to be one of the best press conferences I've seen in a long time. And this is what I told you guys I really like, man. I can't remember a press conference. You guys, make sure you comment. I want you guys to comment in the comment section when the last time you guys seen a press conference this personal. The first thing that I think of when I see something like this personal, the first one I think about is Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah. But obviously this press conference was way bigger than that. This press conference, this was a lot. It was a lot more it's a lot more personal than that. But that's just the first thing that comes to my mind. This is definitely one of the best. I love press conferences like this. Like, I told you guys, I don't like the Mayweather Conor McGregor press conference was too WWE-ish for me. Like, I didn't care for that press conference. It just wasn't authentic. It was just not real to me. This press conference, these type of press conferences, this is what I love to see, bro. I love it. Now, I do want to break down the press conference, man. I want to talk about it a little bit. One of my homeboys hit me up and said, bro, your boy David Benavidez looks a little bit too emotional. Another way, somebody else says they feel like Caleb Plant was shook. He was scared in there. Listen, all right, let me tell you guys what I got from it, man. Was David Benavidez emotional in there? He probably was, man. The reason why I was laughing, because I just rewatched it, and it was on the part where, like, Caleb Plant was up there on the podium talking, and he was like, I'm not gonna, like, at first, David Benavidez wasn't really saying nothing until Caleb Plant was like, you ain't got to worry about it. He was talking to Jose Benavidez Sr. He was like, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm going to show up. I'm going to make weight, and I'm not going to test positive for cocaine. So obviously that's what, David Benavidez tested positive. That cocaine. All right, so he tested positive for that. So David Benavidez did proceed to say, he said something to Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant, he was like, man, David Benavidez was like, man, you ain't got no power. You only got 13 knockouts. And Caleb Plant was like, well, at the top, it's hard to get knockouts. Some. He was like, you ain't got no knockouts to the top. And he was like, huh? Ask Anthony Durrell. And David Benavidez stood. He's like, what, you want to do something? You want to do something? Come on, you want to do something? I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, you could tell David Benavidez was on edge, like, the entire press conference. That's what I got from it. He was on edge. Now, do you want to say he was being emotional, or he was Caleb Plant is underneath his skin? Maybe you can say that, maybe, but these guys are fighters. I think David Benavidez is just these guys have been going back and forth for the past 5 years, not liking each other. And David Benavidez has stressed for the longest, he wants this fight. All right, he wants this fight. And so the moment got here, David Benavidez, and you guys also got to remember, David Benavidez is only like 25 years old, I believe, 25 or 26. David Benavidez is still very young, bro. Like, he's still young. So, I think he's 25 or 26. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But he's still very young. I think a lot of people forget that. But he proceeded to get up, and they had to separate them on numerous occasions, man. Like, and it was like the funniest thing. First and foremost, let me just say this too. Both fighters was fresh as hell. Like, I ain't gonna stunt. Like, I've always thought David Benavidez was fresh as hell, and Caleb Plant was fresh as hell too. Like, both fighters was fresh. I give them that, bro. Both fighters know how to dress, bro, very well. I thought they was fresh as hell, bro. But going to what people were saying about, some people stated that Caleb Plant looked like he was shook. I didn't see that from Caleb Plant, man. Listen, I can understand body language very well. Caleb Plant more so just looked like he was just like, like he wasn't finna let the situation phase him. Obviously, Caleb Plant knows the stuff that he's been saying about David Benavidez, and he knows the stuff that David Benavidez has been saying about him. Caleb Plant just more so seemed like that he just wasn't finna let the moment get to him. Like, all right, cool, whatever, bro. Like, do what you gotta do. Now, I will say the second time David Benavidez got up, if you look at Caleb Plant's face, Caleb Plant was looking like, all right, bro, I'm about sick of this shit. Like, he looked like he was getting a little bit annoyed by David Benavidez the second time David Benavidez got up. But overall, bro, I don't see Caleb Plant, I didn't see him being afraid or anything like that. I just feel like he didn't let the moment just get to him. But as for David Benavidez, man, that David Benavidez was definitely on edge. Like, not saying that David Benavidez was scared. He wasn't scared. I'm saying he was on edge. Like, you could just tell he wants to put his hands on Caleb Plant. He really wants to fight Caleb Plant, bro. I would be surprised. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I would be surprised if them two shook hands after the fight. Like, that's how personal this is. But regardless, this is what we need, bro. We need entertainment like this. Boxing needs this, man. And we're getting the full thing. Now, obviously, these two. Okay, you know what? It just hit me. Now, the last personal press conference I remember was Charlo versus Harrison. And if you guys remember something sooner than that, drop it in the comment section. But Charlo versus Harrison was definitely personal, bro. But this is what we need, bro. Obviously, we're not gonna be able to get a face-off between these two because if they get anywhere near each other, they come into blows. I don't even be surprised if they do separate weigh-ins, like how if you guys remember Zab Judah versus Danny Garcia, like it was just so much commotion. They didn't even let them weigh in on the same day, if I'm not mistaken, or they were at least talking about having them weigh in on separate occasions. Because this, and if they do have them weigh in, you best believe them bodyguards are going to be there. Shout out to Showtime for learning their lesson against Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez. I mean, bro, because I'm telling you right now, if they wouldn't have had those security guards up there, I said bodyguards earlier, I meant security guards. If they wouldn't have had those security guards up there earlier, bro, I promise you, they would have come to blows. This press conference was it was great. The build-up, I can't wait. I know we're going to get all access. I am just super excited for this. Now, one thing I do want to touch on, or another thing I want to touch on is people comparing the one fighter that both fight. Actually, they have two fighters in common. They have Porky Medina and they have Anthony Durrell. Obviously, David Benavidez stopped Porky Medina, and Caleb Plant outboxed Porky Medina. If I'm not mistaken, I think Caleb Plant boxed Porky Medina. Y'all fact check me on that. But if I'm not mistaken, Caleb Plant outboxed Porky Medina. But the one fight that I really want to talk about that people compare is the Anthony Durrell fight. Now, all right, so when Anthony, you cannot compare Anthony Durrell's performance, or you can't compare David Benavidez's performance against Anthony Durrell to Caleb Plant's performance. I mean, I'm gonna tell you why. Both fighters, David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, are two completely different fighters. They fight in two completely different ways. So the way David Benavidez fought Anthony Durrell is not the same way Caleb Plant fought Anthony Durrell, and vice versa. The way Anthony Durrell fights David Benavidez is different than how he fought Caleb Plant. These guys are completely different. These guys, it's completely different styles in there. So you can't say, and obviously we know. I think we all agree that Caleb Plant had the better knockout, but on Anthony Durrell. With Anthony Durrell getting stopped by David Benavidez due to a cut, if I'm not mistaken, but he got slept by Caleb Plant. And if I had to pick whose performance was better, I would definitely say Caleb Plant's. And that's no knock on my boy David Benavidez. That's my boy all day. But Caleb Plant is my boy too. I have more history with Caleb Plant than David Benavidez. But Caleb Plant just looked more sharp in his fight with Anthony Durrell. But again, that fight it's not a measuring stick for David Benavidez, because David Benavidez is not gonna fight Caleb Plant the way Anthony Durrell is, because it's just two completely different styles. David Benavidez has more of a walk you down. I'm gonna walk you down. He's fast with his punches too, and obviously I think he has the heavier hands between the two, and I think he's the bigger guy because in between fights, David Benavidez is like 200 and some pounds. David Benavidez is more of a walk you down type guy. Caleb Plant is more of a outbox you. I'm slick, swim without getting wet type guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. I can't really compare the two performances against each other because it's just completely different. Now, who do I think will win the fight? Well, I'm not gonna put that in this video because, bro, I really, I mean, even though I'm excited about this fight, I really, it's gonna hurt me because it's gonna hurt me to see one of these fighters lose. I mean, Caleb Plant, that's my boy. That's my boy from back then. Anthony, I keep saying Anthony. David Benavidez. Anthony is his son. David Benavidez is my bro as well, man. David Benavidez done looked out for me, man. Like, you know, put money in my pockets, man. Like, I just, it's gonna hurt me to see somebody lose. But I'm definitely gonna be there to support both fighters. I can't tell you, I'm just in the middle between these two, right? But again, bro, this is a great fight, man. This is a great fight happening. This is what the sport needs, man. The press conference, again, I urge you guys to go watch the press conference, man. It was lit. I enjoyed every bit of it, man. All right. This post is funny that you guys see on here. I had to post it again. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you pick to win? What do you think about the press conference? Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?